2022. Today I'm going to share with you simple steps for getting 100% closer to realising your goals this year. I think the beginning of years are really important. They're such a crucial time for us to step back after all the excitement of the Christmas period and to say thank you, to give gratitude for all the things that we had in the previous year, and to then set our intentions for the coming year. So today, in 8 easy steps, I'm going to take you through how you can set your own intention for 2022, and that through these steps will just make it 100% easier for you to realise those goals, because you'll be very clear of what those goals are and that they're aligned with your highest path. So one of the things I've sort of repeated to myself over the last maybe 15 years is, I am on my best and highest path. So I am on my best and highest path. I am on my best and highest path. And the I am, why I've underlined it, is to align myself, my purpose, with being on my best and highest path. And what I mean by my best and highest path is the path where I'm connected and as close as possible on my highest potential in this life, the biggest contribution I can make to this life and to my own spiritual growth in this life. So this is a spiritual platform, and for me, we're on this planet for the lessons that we have to learn in this lifetime. So each of us have our own lives, we have our own lessons to live, and they're all completely unique. And it's these personal lessons, our soul contract for this life with our source, whatever faith you have. It's whatever is the highest potential, the highest spiritual potential and overall potential in this life that you can realise. And for me, that is my best and highest path. Now, it doesn't mean that that path is necessarily a straightforward one. And I do love all the manifestation books out there, and all that positive emphasis on life being so easy and you being able to realise this or that. And I absolutely do believe we can realise that. But I also believe that sometimes we just get challenges because of our soul contracts. And those challenges are challenges that help us grow and learn our lessons in this life. But when you're on your best and highest path, we are able to more easily respond to those challenges, overcome those challenges, learn from those challenges quickly and swiftly, and overall just be very, very resilient. So even if we have really major challenges, it doesn't derail us from feeling strong, from feeling empowered, and from feeling aligned to our best and highest path. The first step in terms of reaching your transformational goals for 2022 is to look at your life goal. Now, I find a lot of people focus on, like they come through Christmas and it's been maybe overeating, over drinking, not doing enough exercise, and they're very focused on what I would call potentially quite short-term goals. I think it's really important to look at the goals for your whole life, or at least get a sense of what type of life you'd like, so that when you're setting your goals for 2022, you have those bigger life goals in mind. And like I say, it may not be very specific goals, it may just be general, having somebody in your life that you absolutely love being with, having, children or children's health or health of your family members, or just ease, more peace, less conflict. It could be quite general. It could be to do with money, financial security, financial abundance, or great adventures in life, and enjoying different countries. Or so it could be more general. It doesn't have to be really specific, like I want to achieve this by this date. And so in this first step, I've provided you with a wonderful meditation. I hope you enjoy it. It's a meditation that I've done a number of times, because remember, we're not static beings. We're evolving beings. So what are our life goals may actually evolve as we evolve as people and as we grow older in time. So I usually check in with this meditation at a time like this at the beginning of the year. And yeah, often they're just exactly the same or really, really similar. But who knows, sometimes they may change. So in this meditation, I would just invite you to relax and do the meditation and see when you're at the end of your life. So imagine you're at the end of your life and you've had the most amazing life. It's been the most fantastic life you could ever imagine having. What has happened in that life? And that's the whole purpose of this meditation. It's quite short, but it just puts you in the frame of mind for step 2. So step 2 is essentially what I call a brain dump of your life goals. So just give yourself 5 minutes and put it on a timer. You're not meant to be ruminating for an hour on this. Often what's most closely aligned to your higher self, your soul, your heart's true desire, you can just get out really, really quickly without having to think about it. And actually, it's better not to think about it. So I call it a brain dump. 5 minutes, set your timer and get at least 20 different life goals down there. And it can be in any area. If you can get more, if you can get up to 50, absolutely fantastic. And these goals just don't have no limits. So what I'm saying is have no limits on these goals. You should see what some of my goals in there. They are absolutely, out of the universe high ambitions. But it just gives you a sense of, if anything was possible, what you'd have in those goals. And this is really important. It's really, really important to not set yourself limits and not think, oh God, I just will never be able to do that. Oh, that's somebody, that's only a Nobel Prize winner, or only an Elon Musk could do that. Set yourself no limits. Have the most amazing goals that you can possibly imagine, and try and get those goals in the key areas of your life, which are in terms of your spiritual development, your personal development, your relationships, your career or your business, your financial status, your health, and your free time and family. And I'm reading from this fantastic planner. These are Law of Attraction planners, and I literally get these every year. I've done it for about the last 5 years after my sister gave me one for Christmas. And I think they are absolutely fabulous, and they help you set your goals for the year, and they keep you on track with respect to those goals. So it's really important to think about all these different aspects of your life, because if you just focus on one aspect of your life, firstly, your life is very out of balance. But secondly, we are whole beings. If we just focus on work, but we forget about health, well, you can imagine what happens. If your health goes out of whack, you get a really serious condition, then it's going to affect your work. If you only pay attention to your work and you don't recognize your relationships or your family, then again, things can suffer. So it's really important to get goals in every area of your life. And when you have goals, it's really important because then you see it as a goal and you actually give the necessary time to it. Whereas if you just have that one goal in that one particular area, the tendency is to just put more effort towards that and perhaps forget on the importance of some of these other aspects of our lives, which are usually equally important, if perhaps not more important than the one goal we perhaps initially focus on. So that is step 2. It's the brain dump. And just enjoy this. So 5 minutes and just brain dump. Step 3 is from this long list. So now you've got a lot of different goals for your life. Remember, we've done the meditation, so do the meditation first, then do your brain dump. And now, within 1 or 2 minutes, and set your timer again, just circle 3 or 4 top life goals. Don't even think about it, just 3 or 4, what they are. Now, step 4. And now I want you to just identify the top 3 to 4 goals from that list for 2022. And what we're doing now is we're bringing that life goal, so that life horizon, down to the more immediate 12-month horizon that we're working on now. But why this process is important is because we've focused on that big life goal. And so the goals that we'll have for this 2022 might well be goals that are stepping stones to get towards our life goal. Now, step 5 is very linked to step 4, but it's padding it out a bit. So remember the different areas of your life. It may be that those top 3 goals that you've just written down for 2022 are, maybe you've got 2 in the same category, maybe you have got them spread out. But what this step 5 is asking you to do is to get a top goal for 2022 for each of those categories that I mentioned before. So spiritual, personal development, relationship, career or business, financial, health, and free time and family. So just write down your number 1 goal in each of those categories. And that should only take you about 3 minutes. And set your timer again. This is the really important bit that I think a lot of people fail on this. I know I used to fail for this reason. And that's that I had the goal, but I didn't focus on the action that needed to be taken. And you get some spiritual disciplines or guides which focus on the meditation side or the affirmation side. So I will, repeating a certain mantra, I will get rich by the end of 2022, I will get rich by the end of 2022, something like that. That can be really important. Repetition is very, very important because it goes into our brain, it reprograms our brain. And by reprogramming our brain, we basically program our brain to attract or look for opportunities that can realize that goal. So it is absolutely fundamental in terms of manifesting our goals and our dreams, to do the repetition, to do the affirmations, as I say, to meditate on it, to set that intention and really feel that you've achieved that goal. It's really, really, really powerful. But we also need to take concrete actions because we're living in the physical plane. So write down for each of those goals in each of those categories 3 actions that you can take very quickly. So do that now. Do 1 action now. So today, without hesitation, take 1 step out of anything that you've put on your list of realising your dreams. And that is so powerful because you are taking the power. It may be a simple goal, it may be, or a simple action, it may be get in touch with, so-and-so who knows about this company that I want to work for. Or it may be get this book to help me learn French when you just order that book. It can be something quite small, but it's practical. And that's programming action into your brain and into your life. Now, this is a spiritual blog. And so we work in the real world, we work in many different spheres. We have careers in many different spheres. We're working mothers, we're working fathers. So we're holistic beings, but it's a spiritual blog. And in terms of your spiritual development category, I would offer as one possibility that you may want to include as a goal for this year to have accelerated ascension. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, ascension for me is essentially why we are on this planet. It's spiritual growth. It's evolving and learning our lessons, the soul contracts that we have in each lifetime. And I believe that if we learn these lessons, we do evolve as humans. And if we all progress as humans, then the human race will evolve as a species. The energies and vibrations of the human race will rise. So in terms of a spiritual goal, this is about spiritual wisdom, it's about spiritual growth, but actually it's a bit more than that. I believe in my belief system, and it's based on various evidence that I have come across, that we have multiple lives. And those multiple lives allow us to learn different lessons in each of those lives. And when we ascend, we essentially become a wise being, and we don't have to come back to the planet Earth and continue working on these lessons. We continue learning, but we learn in a different way. And ascension is to attain the level of wisdom and love that angels vibrate on. So angels are pure beings of light and love. They are extensions of Source, of God. But also the ascended masters are the evolution of humans. So we are not going to become angels if we ascend. We're going to become ascended masters. And ascended masters are those great human beings that have lived, and there are countless thousands, possibly millions throughout the whole of history. But wise beings like Nelson Mandela, Prophet Muhammad, Jesus, Mother Mary, Florence Nightingale. They're men and women who have reached a certain level of spiritual enlightenment. It is very important that it is not dependent on any faith, that these ascended masters don't have to belong to any specific faith. And in fact, my guidance has told me that you don't need to believe in God to ascend. It's very much about your actions, about your soul, how you're aligned to your soul. I do believe there is a God, a source, but just because somebody doesn't believe in this life that God or source exists, in absolutely no way makes them a bad person. They can be equally enlightened, equally wise, contributing equally to the planet, or more in many cases than people who do have faith. So what I try and communicate in these video blogs is very much about inclusivity. We're all part of the planet. We are all human. There are many different ways to get to the truth, and to become enlightened and wise and to transform our lives. And it's a very personal experience. Now, if you're interested in devoting your spiritual goal to accelerated ascension, you may be interested in one of the books I published last year, which is The Light Seeker's Manual. It's got incredibly powerful meditations and exercises in there to accelerate your ascension. It works on forgiveness, on self-love, on breaking negative attachments that may attach to you at an energetic level. For instance, toxic relationships that you have that you need to let go of. It looks at the health-spirit relationship, which is so important because our bodies are the vessels of our soul. It looks at all these different things. It helps you work through your personal transformation, and it also then helps you direct your love and energetic light to healing the planet. So if you're interested, I would encourage you to invest in that book. I think it's a really transformational book. It's certainly transformed my life which is why I've released it. It's guided from source, so I don't believe it's my words. I do believe it's given to me by a higher power of love and light and wisdom. So yeah, I just would encourage you to read that book. And what I'll do in these video blogs going forward, they will be shorter going forward, but each week I will give you a different aspect of how you can accelerate your ascension process in very easy ways, but really very meaningful ways. This is an incredibly important year for the planet. It is a very difficult and challenging time at the minute for the planet in terms of COVID, but the environment and climate. We all need to, I believe, transform our lives as quickly as possible, and in doing so that helps heal the planet and get us to where we need to be as a human race. So it's something that will transform your life, but the more people that work on their own spiritual enlightenment and accelerated ascension, the closer we will be to the world that we need. Anyway, I'm just wishing you an absolutely amazing 2022. You're an amazing being. This is an amazing planet. Let's walk that path together and blaze our light. Have a great day and have a great week.